Welcome to my London Marathon 2025 training series. This YouTube series is going to be called Back to Average. Now, what does that mean? When I first started running myself, not too long ago, I was hoping for YouTube channels being presented by people I could relate to. People that ran like I did. Not very well, not too fast. That's what I was looking for. And when they were explaining things, people that spoke in language that I understood without the assumption that I already know everything. And so I thought I would go back to that. I feel like because of the progression that I have made, I've almost lost touch with that runner. And so as I try to get a bit more grounded, I'm going to take things back to basics. I will walk you through everything that I am doing as part of this training series with that in mind. The type of workouts, the runs, the gym exercises, everything I'm going to be doing, I'm going to walk you through that with the average, ordinary runner in mind. So, I started midweek, and so I only had one run to do. It was a long. Don't be fooled by thinking that it needs to be 15K, 20K, because some guys who are more seasoned than you have said so. Make this personal. The app I'm using, the Cooper app, asked me to do a 40-minute run. This is my long run, and it's measured in time. That's also a good dimension to look at.
We are 1K in at the average pace of 6 minutes, 23 seconds per K pace. Not bad. 40-minute run. Let's get it.
It's a perfect time now to talk to you about how I measure these runs. So it could be duration, so 40 minutes for this run. It could be a distance that you need to cover, or also looking at pace. Now your pace is simply measured by how long it takes you to cover 1K. So for this one, I did this workout at 6 minutes and 22 per K pace average throughout the whole 40 minutes. So there you go. 40 minutes covering 6.3K at an average pace of 6:22 seconds per K pace. I burned 534 calories, and that whole run was done at an average heart rate of 161 beats per minute. Now, don't be fooled into thinking that you just run and that's it. Depending on what you're training for, you're gonna have to condition and prime your body for that distance. And for this marathon distance, for me, we're getting back into the gym. But essentially, I've got 3 workouts. If I do any extra, good. I do a push day, a pull day, and a leg day. Let's start with the push day now, and I'll walk you through that. I do a bench press. I've got 3 variations of the bench press. A flat bench press, where the bench is literally that, just flat. And then I go to a decline bench press, where the bench is slightly declined and your head is lower than your knees, as you can see. And then I do another one at the inclined, where your head is then slightly elevated. The whole purpose of doing this is these work different parts of your chest muscles. There are some secondary muscles being worked here, but primarily for your chest, it works specific areas of your chest. And then moved on to working on my shoulders. For this one, I do a shoulder press on the machine. These are early days in the program. You don't want to do anything too strenuous or challenging. The machines are perfect for just getting started. So I do this on a shoulder press machine. And then I move to reverse flies. So you don't just want to be biased and work on the front or the middle part of your shoulders. You also want to work the back. So this reverse fly machine does that very, very well. I then finished off this push day session with some tricep push downs using the cable machine, and this is all it is. Keeping those elbows fixed. You don't want to be pushing this weight down with all of your body. It's simply a controlled movement that your tricep controls. In the middle of the week, I then do my leg day. Now this is after a very tough run, so you don't want to do your tough workout in the gym when you know you've got a speed session or a tough workout to do the next day. I then do this particular workout. This is the one I'm going to be maintaining throughout this London Marathon block. We're going to start with some barbell squats. Now, if you don't know how to do squats, please don't do them. If you're new to this, don't do them. Get someone to show you, a personal trainer or a friend that's been doing it a while, to show you the form here. Getting this wrong will definitely mess up your back. Keeping your back in a nice controlled fixed position, all of the motion is then controlled by flexing your knees and you go right down. I see people do squats where they do these partial movements. There are reasons if you're doing that intentionally, fine, but to really challenge your muscles, you want to get a full range of motion. I don't take a break here. I go straight into doing some dumbbell deadlifts. Dumbbell because, again, we're just getting started. Keep this weight controlled. And for me personally, I've got a very serious weakness in my hamstrings. This is going to solve that. Every time I go out on a very long run, the first part I feel cramping in are my hamstrings. And that's simply because I haven't developed that endurance there. Okay, then we take it to the machines. I then do some leg extensions. These are very good for just concentrating that weight on your quads. Keep this control. That is the front side of your leg. You also need to make sure you're doing the reverse. And therefore, I then do leg curls seated on a machine like this. Again, don't kick the weight back. Control that movement all the way down and bring it back up. Full range of motion. Don't just go partially up and partially down. Take it all the way up and control that lift. And then lastly, we've got calf raises. I forgot to say, I always end every single workout with these calf raises. Actually, let me take you back to this shot here. You're gonna be able to see, and my dad is built the same. We are very top heavy people. Over time, when I was in the gym, tried to balance this out. It's not like I've been skipping calf day or leg day, but it's just how I'm built. And I get shin splints because of this. I get all sorts of aches. But these are weaknesses we're addressing, and this London Marathon training block is the perfect place to do that. My last workout is the pull day. Now, this is primarily your back and your biceps. So I start with this pull down machine. When I get strong enough, I'm actually gonna start doing pull-ups. I'm not there yet, but you start doing this lat pull down machine. That is connected straight into doing an easy bar bicep curl. That's a superset, meaning you don't do one exercise, rest, and then go do another one. Straight after doing this lat pull down with the machine, I go straight into doing these bicep curls. After that, I then had this row machine. It's a seated row, and that also works your back really, really well. Remember, keep this controlled. Again, this is a superset. Now, the reason why it's a superset, I often need to go to the gym after a whole day, and then I need to get back, so I don't have a lot of time. This is another area of why this series is gonna work for your average person, because we've got commitments. I work a full-time job. I've got 2 children. I've got a fiance. I've got a whole household that I manage. I can't be out there living like a professional athlete. And so the supersets that I do help me with that. Anyway, straight from this seated row, I then go straight into some dumbbell curls. Again, this is a very strong area. I've got very strong arms, but I'm starting light. The reason I say this, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time in the gym working on my arms or anything like that when this is a running specific training block. What I'm doing here with my upper body is maintaining what I already have, but as well as trying to condition my body for just overall endurance. And to finish up the session, I always finish up with the calf raises. Now this is gonna be the main thing to do here. Every single workout, calf raises done. Let me kindly ask you that if you know someone that is just starting with running or trying to get better or more consistent with running, or maybe someone who's thinking of taking up running as a New Year resolution, please share this video with them and ask them to join me for this entire series. We're going back to being average.